This is Anything But, the politics-free podcast. Welcome to our Between Weeks episode. We decided, in the interest of bringing you weekly content and with respect to our current lives and jobs, that every other week we would give you just a little bit of a shorter episode. We still fully intend to whisk you away from the madness of the world for this short time, while, of course, we carry on as though nothing important or noteworthy is happening. And, of course, we want to bring you into a better mood by the end of the episode than you're in right now, with some conversation, some nonsense, maybe a game, and all of that foul language that we like to use. Just as a final note before we dive in here, this particular episode is rather cobbled together, and that's because I used some of our earlier recordings that we lost chunks out of due to technical difficulties, but I thought, what the heck, let's put it out there. So please forgive the sort of, as I said, cobbled together feel of this particular episode. All right, now we're going to dive in. So here we go. I'm Heather.
And I'm Ryan.
Welcome to our bubble. Yeah, so that said, Ryan.
Yes.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
For the burning question?
I'm ready for the burning question.
Excellent. Okay, so first let me just explain why I decided to ask you this question.
Okay.
I was watching Parks and Rec.
Okay.
And one character was accusing the other character of being a nerd because he liked Star Wars. And the Star Wars fan was like, Star Wars is universally loved, and that does not make a person a nerd. So my question for you is, does the mere fact of liking Star Wars alone classify a person as a nerd?
No. And I agree, because Star Wars is universal. I am by no means a nerd, and I like Star Wars. But you start talking about Star Wars with me, I probably will have no idea what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a big difference between a geek and a nerd.
Oh, I didn't even consider that. What is the difference between a geek and a nerd?
A geek is someone who is really focused on a specific area where they are very knowledgeable in one area, whereas a nerd is someone who's very studious and smart and is just generally smart.
Okay. But I feel like there's more to a nerd than just intelligence.
Right.
Like, if you're super smart, but you're also super stylish, I'm not putting you in the nerd category. There's a whole style.
Yes.
I just have to say it.
Yes.
There's a whole nerd style.
I agree.
I guess that's all we have to say about that. That did not go on as long as I imagined it would. All right, fine. Moving on, because you know why? I don't even care about that anymore, because what I learned, I'm so dying to tell you. I've been holding on to this for days.
All right.
And not telling you. Okay, first, a little background for anyone listening. So Ryan and I were talking last week about looking up recipes online and how you have to scroll through like 100,000-word thesis to finally get down to where the actual recipe is, and it's super annoying, but it's like every recipe. Okay, I was doing some studying up on copyright law, by which I mean that I was trying to find other people's layperson explanations that I could actually understand.
Uh-huh.
And I found an article in LegalZoom. By the way, totally didn't get my question answered, but I did stumble upon this little factoid, which is that you cannot copyright a list of ingredients. You can't copyright a recipe. It's not copyrightable unless you have a substantial amount of original content with the recipe. And I suddenly went, oh, that's why there's such a long journey down all that stuff you don't care about to finally get to the recipe.
Very interesting. Is this the part of what you learned this week? Did you just blindside me with what you learned this week?
I just blindsided you with
I was expecting that to be at the end of the episode.
Really? Why?
Maybe I don't have great reading comprehension. I don't know. God.
Because I didn't put it in the outline at the end. It's right there after the introduction.
I don't know. Maybe I was jumping around in that thing. I don't know. Okay, fine.
Well, Anyway, there you go. It also explains, by the way, why people are so guarded about their secret recipes. You ever notice that?
Oh, yeah.
Companies will like lock it in a vault under the sea. Like nobody can ever know because they can't. If somebody steals it, there's no legal recourse for them.
Yeah, that's crazy. But you hear about those cases all the time of, well, maybe not all the time, but I've heard of them occasionally, I should say, of people like getting sued for copying some kind of secret recipe that, like, you know, company A had, and then company B comes along and figures out the recipe, and then, you know, then company A goes after them because of, you know, having the same product as them.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me first say that we are not lawyers and are giving absolutely no legal advice here. And I don't know the answer to that, except that if what I'm saying is true and they can't copyright a recipe, they maybe get at, maybe like corporate espionage is against the law. I don't know. And they're suing them over that because in order for another company to come steal your recipe, they got to infiltrate, right?
Well, you know what these companies got to do with their recipes? They just need to attach a long, drawn-out story to it.
They've got their solution right there. That's what they got to do. Brief editorial interruption. It did later occur to me that patents do have something to do with this. Perhaps they invent a new ingredient, patent it, and protect their recipe that way. Just wanted to let you guys know in case anybody wanted to email me about that. All right, now back to the regular scheduled program. Anyways, I totally skipped letting you ask me a burning question, by the way. Do you want to do that now?
Sure. My burning question is, should swear words just be regular words or considered regular words?
Okay. I think that we are on the way to that. For example, the word alas apparently used to be considered a very bad word back in the day when mom and dad were kids. No, I'm kidding. It was a lot further back than that. No, that's what I heard. I heard that alas, like back in the times of Shakespeare, or maybe even earlier, it was a bad word. And it's not anymore. So we do hear swear words a lot more, which, by the way, speaking of swear words, Ryan and I talked about this. There will be swearing in this podcast, undoubtedly. Oh, that's so unprofessional. I just got a notification on my phone. Hold on. I'm going to put it in silent mode.
I thought that was my phone because I just got on my phone because I was looking up alas, and then I heard the ding and I went, oh shit.
Nope, all my faults. I can't believe it. I'm just going to edit this whole unprofessional section right out of here.
No. Leave it in.
Okay, I'll leave it in. I'll leave my unprofessionalism for the world.
Do it.
Or for mom and dad, whoever ends up listening.
It's our first episode. We get some certain allowances, right?
Okay, I think you might be right about that. At any rate, the whole point is, I think we're on the way to F-bombs and S-bombs and these kinds of words going into the category of like, oh shoot, oh darn, oh geez. Yeah. Like, it's just going to become regular words that people use. There are still some people that are offended by swearing or that it bothers them, you know? But I think that's fewer and fewer as the years go by. So I think that's a matter of time before our today's swear words. And there'll be swear words that take their places that become even worse, you know?
Do you think so?
I think so.
I kind of feel like we would have seen that already. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that I'm just going to Google new swear words and see what happens.
I love it. We should make this a segment.
Ooh, warning. These new swear words are taking over the internet from dictionary.com.
Is Karen one of them?
Douche nozzle, shit gibbon, cockwaffle.
But those are taking two words and smashing them with an already existing swear word.
Yeah, and they're taking a word that's not a swear word. They're just, okay, let's make up our own one right now. It's going to be cunt buggle. There you go. There's your new swear word.
I love it. Yes.
All right. Don't be a cunt buggle.
Yeah, no one likes a cunt buggle.
Darn it. Gosh, gee, Willikers.
Recording this. Ooh. And all right, so I learned that New Zealand is actually 2 islands. Total silence.
Okay. Yep, I did know that. I was aware of that. Been aware of that for quite some time.
I'm sure most people have. I did not know that this was common knowledge. I just always assumed it was 1 island.
New Zealand. Let's take a look at it since we're talking about it.
Oh, really? Still?
Yep. 2 islands right there. I mean, maybe the water level will lower and then it'll just be 1 island. I don't know. It's okay. The Christmas versus Halloween debate will save us. I'm Team Christmas.
And I'm Team Halloween.
So, Ryan, why don't you explain to me why Halloween is better than Christmas?
Okay.
It isn't. Go ahead.
So, first of all, haunted houses, you get to dress up in costumes, okay? It's acceptable. Oh, God. All the arguments I'm making could go for freaking Christmas as well. Here's the thing. Okay. Here's why I personally do not like Christmas and why I think Halloween is better.
Because you don't love your children and you don't want to see the joy on their faces on Christmas morning?
Okay, A, I love my children, and B, I see their joy on their faces every Christmas, okay? So, that being said, it's not about my family, it's about everybody else. I don't like receiving a gift from somebody who I did not expect to receive a gift from, and then somehow I feel obligated to get them a gift. So I like to tell people, don't get me anything for Christmas. I am not a gift receiving sort of guy.
Really?
I am not. I prefer no gifts.
I think a lot of people are actually like you. They do. I'm not. I will 100% be like, thanks so much, and give nothing and not care. I'm not that good of a person. I've had people be like literally offer to like buy me things. I'll be like, sure, yeah, great. Thanks so much. See you later. That was when I was like younger and better looking. Like guys would just be like, let me buy that for you. And I'd be like, thanks so much. Ta-ta.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this question.
Okay.
If you buy a gift for somebody and give it to them, do you expect them to now give you a gift back because you've given them a gift? Like, would you honestly care if they didn't give you a gift?
No, because I don't buy people gifts.
Well, see, I do, and I don't expect a gift back.
There's only... So, the only people I get gifts for are the kids, Rebecca, mom and dad, and Rebecca's parents.
Oh. Wow, you're better than me. Oh, no, I do give mom and dad. We do. Yeah, okay, never mind.
Hey, but listen, I would say, don't feel bad, because it's always something super cheap, you know? And it's usually like a Barnes & Noble gift card. I mean, it's super unthoughtful, unoriginal, and that's the other thing that I really hate about Christmas is that you have to be thoughtful about your gifts. I am not a creative person. I mean, I am creative. I'm just not that creative. And I don't know people very well. This is something that I have realized about myself, that I don't know anything about anyone. Like, I don't know if it's just I'm dense and can't see obvious stuff, but it's like, if someone asks me, hey, what does Rebecca like? I'll be like, total silence.
You don't know what your own wife likes?
I know she likes makeup, but
boom, there you go.
But yeah, and that's what I get her every birthday and every Christmas, a new makeup palette. It's like, at what point in 15 years does that get old? You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, I don't know. It's just so hard for me to think of what people want in a gift that it's like, I'm just the gift card cash guy. Like, I just, like even my kids at this point, they're old enough, like where toys, like they could not even be bothered by toys. And now it's just like, all I know is they want electronics. I can't afford all the electronics in the world, so you know what's going to happen this Christmas? Cash and gift cards.
My kids are still young enough where toys are appreciated, so I don't have that problem yet. But I just think, I don't know. I don't think that's a good argument against Christmas because most people, when they give a gift, they're not doing it because they expect a gift back.
And I know that, but it's not even about that. It's my own personal feeling on the matter. It's like I receive something and I feel obligated to give something to be an exchange with that person, even though they're not expecting it. And I know they're not expecting it. It just makes me feel like shit because I feel like I owe them something. But like
Halloween,
Yes.
Halloween, do trick-or-treaters come to your house?
No, because we're tucked away. And last Halloween, I had candy. I was ready for it. Like I put up decorations, arrows pointing this way. And I thought about it and I was like, wow, that's actually kind of creepy. Free candy this way, kids. Come down this dark driveway all the way to the back corner.
Come get candy from my house, little children.